But we begin this morning in British Columbia, where raging wildfires continue to blaze a trail of destruction. The province remains in a state of emergency. Thousands of people have fled their homes as the flames close in. Just north of the Okanagan, two fast-moving major wildfires have combined near Adams Lake. They have burned down blocks of homes, stores, and buildings in the Shuswap region.
The fire burning on the east side of Adams Lake took a dangerous turn Wednesday night. Dozens of homes surrounded by flames.
West Kelowna was ablaze, but most tragically, what appears to be structures on fire, fully involved.
The 400,000 hectare fire is burning out of control about 150 kilometers north of Fort St. John. The Peace River Emergency Operations Center says this fire poses an immediate threat to safety.
It was Mother's Day, pretty early in the season, and we got tasked from the Fire Commissioner's office to go to Fort St. John because it was threatening the city of Fort St. John and the surrounding area. We took this truck here behind me. This is Comox 39. It's classified as a Type 6 engine, and we took a crew of 3 and proceeded to Fort St. John. We had the 3 Type 6 engines were all from the Comox Valley, so we knew Courtenay and Oyster River, but the tenders came from the mainland, and it was great because they were all from different parts of the provinces.
This summer we were deployed to the Kamloops and Adams Lake area, as well as up to the Houston, BC area. Some of the tasks and job responsibilities we had this summer were triaging, actioning, and demobilizing homes once the fire risk had subsided. During the days, we would also do pump maintenance and maintenance on the systems once they were up and running.
Adams Lakes, we did a lot of structural protection, mostly along the east side of the lake. Also on the west side of the lake, we did some structural protection. Further to that, we were asked to investigate a small community, and we ended up triaging, gathering information for the higher-ups in the structural protection to come up with a large plan to protect this community.
Well, I did my first helicopter operation, which is definitely a highlight. We were sent to a fire up in Houston. We were the first crew there, and we got to set up staging and prep the areas and make it safe for the initial TAC team to arrive. You're floating above all this chaos and you're going up to the structure, and yeah, it was something completely surreal.
I don't know how to describe it other than it feels like a war zone. You've got helicopters going over top of you, you're living in camp. It's a surreal experience, it's very intense.
We were requested early, so the conditions were extremely bad. When we got there, we drove through the night, got a late ferry, drove through the night and got to West Kelowna quite early in the morning. And we were put directly to work on the lakeshore on West Kelowna up in the Bear Creek area. Multiple homes on fire, the whole hillside was ablaze. It's a terrible sight to have to go into. For one thing, it's a bit terrifying because there's houses on fire all around you, the trees are candling around you, large embers are blowing back and forth across your truck and your crew. The challenge was to find structures that could be saved, and if they couldn't be saved, to have to drive right by them and leave them. To choose a house that had more of a chance of being saved was really difficult.
For me, a big takeaway was working with all the other agencies, especially working along the 6 other countries I was fortunate enough to be there with. Something I'll remember forever, something super fortunate that I felt like I got to be a part of this summer.
So it was an amazing opportunity to get to work with people from other departments and around the world, like South Africa and Mexico.
A lot of it has to do with brotherhood and sisterhood, the whole fire community. Ran into my own brother at fire camp. He was working a Type 6 engine, and I had to work side by side with him in structural protection.
You know, it's one thing to respond through the hall day to day with all your fire brothers and sisters, but to go on deployment and spend 10 plus days with them and really learn the ins and outs of how everyone works, and that really team bonding is just something special I feel like I'll always remember.
We were tasked with 5 different departments and when we were there, and every single one of them acted in a really professional manner, and they were all there for the same reason, just to help the West Kelowna citizens and the fire department of West Kelowna.
I actually really loved getting to see what camp life was like, because I heard so much about it when I started from members that had been in the past. So it was pretty great getting to experience it myself and just seeing how much of a community it is at camp when you get back at the end of the workday.
I think it's important to build on all your past experiences, try and bring each one with me. So whether it be pump maintenance, so we did a lot of in Murray Lake in 2021, which helped this summer, and working with my captains and lieutenants in my first 2 deployments, and bringing all those skills with me for my last one.
It was a challenge, but I learned a lot on my 3 deployments this summer. Each one was very different. Each fire was different, the behaviors, the atmosphere that the fire was in. Every experience was different.
Well, I believe it gives them a greater insight into another field of the firefighting world. Forestry firefighting, whether it's engine boss or structural protection unit, it's huge to get that experience.
While it's a great experience for our crews, it's just heartbreaking to see how people's lives get turned upside down, how the geography and the area is just so completely destroyed, and you know it's going to take decades for it to come back. So that part of it is sad, and we certainly we wouldn't be sad if we never had to go to another one.
I think it's an opportunity that everyone should honestly look at taking, because it is incredible and we have such amazing training here. The training really does set us up for success when you go out there, and something about helping out everyone, especially in the summers like we've had this summer, I feel is really beneficial.
Just thanks to all of our members here and the members from all the fire departments across the province that stepped up, and many of them gave up holidays, gave up family time, gave up work, and to go over there, and their main objective was just to help and to try and lessen the effects of these terrible wildfires that we've been experiencing for the last few years.
Because I wasn't just helping our local community, I was helping a community that I didn't know, but I enjoyed it.
Just would recommend anyone who has an opportunity to serve in this way to do it. What you'll gain for the community, what you'll gain for yourself, and what you'll gain for the team all makes it worthwhile. It's life-changing.
It meant a lot for me to help the communities, I mean, just to see the gratitude and the appreciation in other individuals' face, the civilians' faces, and how grateful they were, that was the best part of the summer, We went through a lot, I think, and everybody went through a lot, and yet even in times of intense chaos, there was still this feeling, the shared feeling of appreciation and gratefulness.
It was great that we were able to get out and help those communities and protect those communities.
But when the community calls, you have to answer that call, and I'm proud that I served.